Capricorn? How are y'all doing? I'm going to do a reading that helps you guys see what they are thinking, feeling about you, what they will feel about you, what they're doing that you can't see right now, what they're going through that you can't see right now. And, you know, the outcome with you both, that sort of thing. And if, you know, that's not going to resonate with you, you'll know. I mean, you know, I've had people before say the only one I'm thinking about is me. And I'm like, well, this reading is for you to view someone else. So I don't always do readings specifically for that. But this is a spread I've made and it really is beneficial for people. The reason why I like doing it, I know some people call it spying or something. And I'm like, I mean, I'm not saying it's wrong, but I do feel like a lot of times we deep down sort of know this stuff, but we don't trust our intuition because we've been gaslit a lot in our life. And so our intuition is really stumped in society today. And that's one reason why tarot is so beneficial. But I really do it for closure for people because it just helps people not feel so... Now, tarot can be so weird because, like, I feel like when you watch tarot, sometimes it can give you more stress and more, you know, obsessive thinking if you get out of hand with watching it. And that's the downside about watching other readers rather than doing your own tarot cards. If you learn how to do your own tarot cards, the tarot cards will tell you when you're using them too much or when you need to lay off or when you're doing it for the wrong reason. You know, they'll actually start to, like, tell you. And that's what I love about them. My Druid Oracle cards, same thing. They'll tell you when you're paying too much attention to spiritual concepts and stuff. But some people do get addicted to watching, like, every single reader they can find over and over again. And especially when they start warning you about really negative stuff, people can start getting scared or getting upset. And, you know, what I like to remind people too is when I have, like, dreams, I call them my deja vu dreams because I have had dreams that I know is going to happen in the future. As part of being a channel, psychic, medium type person, I will dream, like, a lot of people have deja vu, but they don't remember why they had it. I usually do because I'll dream it. And then when it happens, you know, I remember I dreamt it. Like, I remember, like, I know the dream. I write the dream down and stuff. And then it does happen. And I was telling, I think it was Sag, that, like, it's weird how, or maybe Scorpio, but the future is, like, fluid. So things change and shift constantly. When I have prophetic dreams, like, I've had prophetic dreams of Hurricane Katrina and 9/11 and stuff before they ever happened. And what's weird about, a lot of times prophetic dreams for big events have a lot of symbolism in them for me. Sometimes it's actually a snippet of watching people in the future. You know, like with Katrina, I actually did see a, what do you call it? A woman with a baby in, like, I guess a stroller, and all of these people sitting outside the Superdome, and they were all upset and dirty, and the Superdome was all beat up. And because, see, I lived in New Orleans as a kid, you know, for not long, but I lived in southern Louisiana a lot as a little, hence the Mardi Gras, woo woo, right? Well, so, you know, I recognized what it was immediately when I dreamt it. And I dreamt that probably like in 2000, probably. So I dreamt it way before it happened. And when I watched it on the news, the exact same clip came on the news. You know, it was a black woman with her baby and some other people at the exact, you know, her hair was messed up. She was exhausted, and I had seen it years before. So, but sometimes when I have deja vu dreams, like one time, like I had on a different shirt when it actually happened. I was like, huh, because the future is fluid. Now, one thing I've noticed about my deja vu dreams is when I dream it, it feels scary. Because it's not like a normal dream where you're watching it like a movie. It's like when I'm having that dream, the smells, the thoughts, I'm like, all of the stuff that's going on, I feel it. Like that whole snippet, I feel. Like the bills you're paying, the events you're going through, the getting ready to go to the store, and you have all of these things happening around you, the coffee going in the background, the TV going over here, knowing the political sphere around you, the natural disasters around you at the moment, so many things happening around you, and you feel it all at once in that dream, and it scares you. But then when it actually happens, I was like, huh, it's not that bad, not as scary as I thought it was going to be. It ends up being pretty dang easy because all the pieces fit by then. When you see a snippet of the future without the pieces fitting, it can freak you out. And so if you ever watch tarot and you get something that freaks you out, like when people are like, oh, this could, a lot of times I've heard so many other readers talk about court situations lately, and I have too, because you get the cards, like justice and stuff can have to do with court cases and things. So, but it doesn't mean you to freak out and think, oh my God, I want to get a summons and I'm going to be sued or something. Like, don't get in a fear-based reaction to the tarot, because a lot of times it is specifically for that person. But if you don't, you can see it as a karmic contract that is ending. Justice can be a karmic contract. The Hierophant can be a karmic contract. See what I mean? It doesn't have to always be physical. So I know I'm a long rant there, but I felt like it's important for some reason, because I feel like I don't want you guys always watching this if I'm trying to help you and it making things worse. Sometimes you might want to take a break from tarot. I have some spreads for sale for a couple of dollars in my tarot shop, and my Etsy shop, for people who want to do their own spreads, their own tarot. So anyway, now the person you were thinking about is the Knight of Swords. So they were rushing into something. If it's not you, it could be someone else or something else. They're rushing towards something. Ooh, okay. I actually think this person may be getting themselves in some deep shit. I'll say that now, just looking at the reading. Because what they want is a hangman reversed. Okay, a hangman reversed, that can be selfish. It can be someone who is determined to get what they want. In the past, they had the Strength card, which is not bad. But in the future, they have the Five of Swords, which is trying to win at all costs. Now, this is who they are now. And this is their future, trying to win at all costs. This is what they're crossing, the Ten of Wands. I feel like they are probably sick and tired of carrying all the weight in some relationship or something. And they are deciding not to anymore. Or they're wanting to put all of the burdens on the other partner that they're with right now, or the other situation that they're in. It could be a work situation, it could be a coworker, or it could be an actual legitimate relationship that they're in that you can't see. They may have been mooching off of somebody else, and maybe the other person is trying to make them carry all the burdens. I don't think so, because this is their past. So I feel like they probably were the stable one, the consistent one, the level-headed one. I think they're fed up. But the problem is this is what happens to people who don't speak up on how they feel until it's too late, when they don't know how to set proper boundaries ahead of time. I have been there. I have done this to myself. I am guilty. Because if you don't set proper boundaries ahead of time, and the problem is I've tried, but you have such a manipulative partner that's like, oh, well, I just love you so much, or oh, this, or I can't help it, I can't make money. Oh, but that job was so hard on me. Like, they have all these excuses for why they have the right to step all over your boundaries. You know what I mean? And I feel like this person is so fed up. Like, this is them, this is what they're crossing, and then this is what they want. Oh, man. And then this is what they've got, which is the Seven of Pentacles reversed. They are done putting in the work, and they are tired of waiting for fruit that's never coming to fruition. They're not getting a return on their investment is what's happening. Whoever they invested in was a rotten fruit, I'll tell you that. And so they are determined to win at all costs. I think they feel burned. I think they feel like jaded, and they want to basically, the problem with the Hangman reverse is that, like, it doesn't have to be selfishness. That's one of the more traditional meanings. But I feel like, because, when it's upright, it's sacrificing or everything. They're done sacrificing, I'll tell you that. But with all the sword energy, I do feel like it's someone who did not lay down the boundaries when they were supposed to. And so now they're losing their shite, and they might be too aggressive and negative and having to win at all costs. They've gone from, you know, being somebody's doormat to being like, you know, when a passive aggressive person or someone who kind of hides, a people pleaser finally gets fed up, they can look so mean. I've seen people who actually don't know how to handle me whenever I actually get mean, because they always see me as bubbly and cheery and stuff. And when I'm done, I'm like, I'm not amused. And like, are you mad, bro? And I'm like, I'm just not amused. And usually if I say I'm just not amused anymore, it means like I'm done. You're not even worth an emotion. Like, you're worthless to me if I say that. But they're not, I think they're pretty pissed off and defensive. Now, their current state is joy, which is good. They know their place. They know exactly where they belong. They know their worth. They know they're worth something in society, and they love it. But them being in the past, this person has work ethic, guys. This person knows how to get shit done, and they enjoy it. They feel productive in society, you know. This is in the future, don't forget. So I think right now they're building up the courage for swift communication to tell this other person they're not going to sacrifice anymore. But I think that right now they're still really happy and celebrating. I think more than likely they feel good because they're like, woo, yeah, I'm standing up for myself. I am done putting up with your crap. They probably feel a release, and they feel so amazing that they're no longer going to be beat down with the burdens of this other person who is using them. And you feel like a generous, nurturing, fertile, healthy human being. So obviously it's not you. The burden they have is not you, because you're generous too. You know, the Sal in Druid Animal Oracle cards is nurturing, is giving, it's motherly, okay? She's got all of these sweet babies she makes sure to nurture and take care of. Some of you might actually be single moms or single fathers or something out there with a bunch of little ones or a bunch of little fur babies that you're constantly nurturing on. And they may see that. They may see that there's better out there than what they've been putting up with. Okay, let's go for the outcome. No. Hold on. I don't want to do that yet. I got to do this part. Okay, this is how they did feel about you, how they feel about you now, and how they will feel about you. I kind of like this one. I can't remember who else it was. A lot of these I've done, the person that's on their mind is not really worth much. Like, they're trouble, they're verbally abusive, they're all kind of issues. But you got a pretty good one, because the person that you're thinking about actually sounds like a somewhat decent person. You know, it could be wrong, but like, I think it's they're coming from a better place than, you know, some of the other people I've seen. Okay. So they did see you as a King of Cups. They did see you as a very stable, emotionally mature, safe type of person. But right now, I don't think they see you as being someone they can count on. They may think that you have a lot of debt and that you don't have your stuff together. They might also see you as being a little bit stingy or selfish too, or you know, not being on the up and up, and not being a very charitable, kind person. I don't know why. For some of you, this whole situation may be with you. But it's weird because you're really nurturing. Your actual condition is a very nurturing, giving person. They just think that you're not. So just because they feel that way about you doesn't mean it's true. You know, y'all may just have completely different versions of your story, you know, but I do think that for some of you, they may just actually, even though they saw you as a very emotionally great person, they might have also seen you as not being able to be stable for them, because they realize at this time you're financially unstable and you have a lot of debt, and you, you know, I feel like they might not see you as stable for them at this time. In the future, they see this in you, you know, this is how they feel about you, which is strange, because usually when you get that card, it's like a lot of different options. So they may just see you as an option. You know, you may just be one option to them out of many other people. I'm sorry to say, but it may be. Or they might actually feel like that's how you see them. You know, they might think that you have too many options, and that, you know, they may feel a little invisible compared to all the options that you have. you know, or they may have so many different like ideas and scenarios of what can play out with you that they're a little bit confused right now. You know, they may literally be overthinking it in their head in the future. And because this is how they will feel about you, they might literally be playing out so many things in their head. And if they're determined to win at all costs in the future, it may be because they're so defensive with this relationship that they're in right now that they're so afraid to trust anyone else. So they're over analyzing everything. So let's see what the outcome is, and then we'll see what the outcome is with the tarot for each one of you, and then together too. Oh, that's a good one. We got the cow, which is also like a lot of nourishment, and I'll read that one. Sometimes I like to read the Druid cards because I want you guys to get a good idea. And I love these cards so much. I've been working with them, you know, on and off for over 20 years. It's just, I love the connection to it. The cow opens you up to an awareness of the goddess. Her generosity, healing, and nourishing power is present all around you. In your friends, children, in your food and drink, in your dreams, and particularly in the natural world that you are blessed to live in. She brings protection from all harmful influences, and by attuning to her presence, you can gain the inestimable, that just feels like a weird word to me. Oh God, okay. Benefit of deep and peaceful sleep. Oh, doesn't that sound nice? By opening yourself to Bo and to her sacred qualities, which is the name for the cow. The pronunciation, I think, in Gaelic, or I don't know if it's Celtic or Gaelic, I have to look at the beginning somewhere, is Bo. So, to her sacred quality as a manifestation of the goddess on earth. Okay, think about it. Okay, I love the beautiful Scottish Highland cow, but have you ever driven by out in the country and you just see a cow out in a beautiful green pasture? Where I live, there's so many seasons where it looks like Ireland. Beautiful green grass, and this glow. It glows really green when you have the beautiful overcast days. And the sustainability, like the way the cow just looks so happy. Like they're so happy. You'll see the big cows skipping around. I've even seen the grown cows doing it too. Just so happy and free, you know? And when it talks about how she is like the manifestation of the goddess on earth, I like to think of, you know, a lot of people think of like Mother Earth, the manifestation of Mother. She is like the mascot for trusting in the nourishment of the earth and being at peace in the present moment. Okay, you will be connecting to the perpetual stream of nourishing energy that flows from the goddess to each one of us. To experience this, there's nothing you need to do. That's what I love about it, because when you think about that, when you see a cow out eating, you know, they don't have anything they have to do. They're just happy in the present moment, just at peace in the moment, right? And I think if that's the outcome for both of you, you may just need to let this bloom organically and see where it takes you, you know? Because I think you both you're nourishing, so are they. You're both the kind of people who will sacrifice and work way too hard. What does that call it? Like, you know, kicking a dead horse. Like you're literally, I think you probably both take your relationships past the prime because you are committed and you believe in things. The only thing is, you know, sometimes you have to eventually learn how to nourish yourself, how to value yourself. And I think that's what you might both be doing. So it's very possible that just, you know, you might have to this is in their immediate future, like their very near future. You may just have to let that pass from them, let it organically fade out so that you can have a possible relationship with them. Who knows? So the outcome for them is the Two of Pentacles reverse, which means they either are done juggling their decision, they made up their mind, which it looks like they have, but it can also mean being a little bit overwhelmed with responsibilities. You know, it can almost mean having too much debt themselves. Sometimes when someone's going through something, they see that quality in someone else and they project it onto them, but it's because they're going through it too. So even if they see you as going through that, it may be because they're going through it too, and they're like, I don't need someone else with just as many problems as me. So that may be why they're kind of viewing you as that, right? And that's the outcome for them. So they may not even realize that that's what's happening yet. They're overworking, but they may end up a little bit overwhelmed with all their responsibilities. And then your outcome is the Queen of Cups reversed. I do feel like you might end up a little bit emotionally, you know, out of control a bit. You may end up being overly emotional. You might also kind of lose touch with some of your psychic abilities. You might end up feeling a little codependent at times. Sometimes when the queens are reversed, it's not because they're bad or bitchy. Sometimes it's because you're actually realizing where you handed your power away to someone. And when I read a lot of the meanings on biddytarot.com, she explains it a lot like that. Like it can be. It can also be cold or cruel, like Queen of Swords reverse stuff. But sometimes it's actually where you've given the power away. Some of you may actually be realizing that you were out of balance emotionally, and you're having to learn how to calibrate yourself in a way that doesn't put you in a codependent state or cause you to become emotionally upset. You see what I'm saying? Or you could just simply be out of balance in the future. Who knows? It's really up to you, isn't it? And then the outcome for you both is a Three of Wands reverse, which is not planning, it's not really looking ahead. It's not actually preparing, which might not be a bad thing. I mean, if you are learning to enjoy the present moment and realize there's nothing you need to do, you know, people who try to control everything in their life carry a really heavy burden. People who think they have to manifest exactly what they want and do exactly what they need and grab what they want, they're trying so much to control that it's a heavy burden to bear. You know, manifesting is wonderful, but only if you're doing it in alignment with spirit where it feels effortless. Not when you're trying to fight and force, you know what I'm saying? So y'all may, even though this may sound like it could be negative, a lot of times the cards in reverse are not negative. It's just a different perspective. And so you might actually feel the need to let go of control, the need to let go of planning. Maybe you both have got to let go of a little bit, and that's how you end up together, you know, by letting things bloom organically. And it may happen, it may not. Like I said, the future is fluid, right? So, okay. Now we have the number 6 reverse, which is the divine physician, but it was in the reverse position. And let's see, I like to read these since they're so specific. Okay. You may have lost sight of all that's required for your own self-care. What was I saying? Oh my God. Okay. Or if you were on a path of discovering your healing gifts, you may have gotten sidetracked for a while. In any event, it's time to get back to your care. I think that's why you got the Queen of Cups reversed. Wow. That is so deep. Okay. Get back to your own self-honoring and reconnecting with your gifts. You may have also forgotten the power of your thoughts, ideas, and emotions, which are part of the elixir that brings healing to you and helps you bring healing to others. Make sure you attend to these ingredients as you put yourself back on your path. The divine physician, your words of power, and the actions you take to support them will make you rise again. Wow. I think that it's very possible that you both could be going through a healing journey, learning to, you know, when to take care of yourself, when to spend time in the present moment. I like that. I do. I think y'all are on the right path, you know, where you're meant to be. Eek. Okay. These are some of my homemade cards, so. And I put about the same amount of positive as negative, and I also have some neutrals in here. Okay, I'm still hurt from an ex, but I'm drawn to you. Financial abuse, a user control freak, or a gold digger. I think this person was taken advantage of by somebody who was using them for finances, may have got them in debt, or it's happened to you. Y'all may have both gone through that. And oh goodness, and this too, slander, gossip, desire to ruin your reputation. I don't know which one of you have gone through that, but that may be why they don't want to be the hangman anymore. you know, or that may be why they see you as this, because someone may have lied about you. Okay. Let's see. This one says your spirit guides are warning you. Some person who is lonely wants you for all the wrong reasons. Be warned or get burned. I've been getting this a lot lately for people. Now, I don't know if it's this person because it says some person, you know, so it could be someone else. So if who you're thinking about right now, you know, is not, you're not with this person, but this is where your heart is guiding you to focus on. If someone just jumps in really quickly, you might want to think twice about why they're jumping in. Don't just jump in too. Ask yourself, is this person pursuing you for all the wrong reasons? And the reason why I have this is because, you know, you need to trust your intuition. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people are pursuing you for the wrong reasons. Maybe the same reason as this, the financial abuse stuff. Sometimes if you are as beautiful and generous as the cards say you are, and them too, people see that. Predators see that, and they want to use you up. And you don't want to let someone use you up when you need to give your gift to the world. If you are like healthy and taking your self-care, you're able to overflow, and from that overflow you can give to the world where it needs it. And what sucks is when you're the type of person that has an overflow because you're so beautiful and generous, negative people want to come in and drink you to the dregs, drink you dry, where you're not any good for anyone, not yourself, not the world, and not for your higher purpose, you know? And these people are like vampires, right? And I have one last try. Have hope. It may work out. It may work out this time. So, you know, put that where it resonates, guys. And I hope those of you who made it this far, if you'll give it a like or a little comment, you know, with an emoji that represents how you relate to it, or just a little heart or a star would be great. And sub if you want some more. I appreciate it so much. I love you and I bless you until next time.